First of all, if you can tell us a bit about your business, obviously Blooms by Charlotte gives it away slightly, but if you can tell us about what you do.
Yes, of course. So, Blooms by Charlotte, we are, well, I say we, me, I am.
Royal we.
Yes, a wedding florist. So I'm based just outside the Cotswolds, but I cover all over the UK. So I've done weddings in London, in Yorkshire, in Suffolk, in Gloucestershire.
Wow.
So cover everywhere, love to travel. And people always ask for my style. I guess I don't really have a style. I just work with a couple, get to know them, get to understand what they like, what they don't like, and then every wedding is bespoke. So we work with them to create their flowers for the day.
And that is the thing, because a lot of brides say to me, I don't know what flowers I want. Because when I say, have you got a florist? They say, oh no, I don't know what we want yet. I say, well, ask a florist. Like, go and
find it. So intimidating. Like, you can almost hear the shake in their voice when they're like, I don't know. And I'm like, no, that's cool. Like, that's fine. You don't need to know.
You're not in trouble, it's fine.
Yeah, people kind of like, they feel bad for not knowing the flower names. I'm like, that's not your thing to know. Like, don't worry, it's fine.
And you can work, I'm assuming that you can, like, obviously take people's colour schemes, you can recommend different flowers, obviously show them examples.
Yeah, so how it works is people normally let me know their date and I'll check availability, and then all I really ask for is their venue, if they've got any pictures they like, if they know their colours, but equally if they don't know their colours, it's fine. We can then work that backwards, so give them some styles and decide the colours later on the line. So all they need is some pictures, and then I'll come back with a full proposal of what flowers are seasonal, what they're all called, because people find that important, colours, how they'll look, different prices. So people have to put in a lot less than I think they feel they need to. So literally pictures and a date and a venue, and then once they've got that proposal in front of them, it then gives something to discuss, and they can point at pictures and say, I don't like that, but I like that. And that relaxes people a lot and makes people understand it a little bit more.
And I know that obviously with things like this, like the way that a wedding looks, people can change their mind a lot. So they're allowed to change their mind.
Yes, that's another nervy question we get. So that's absolutely fine. So people can generally change their mind up until a month before. So because flowers are fresh, we don't place the order until 2 weeks before your wedding. So as long as you're not vastly changing the entire thing, if you want to change types of flowers, if you want to change colours, that's absolutely fine. Really, when you book your florist, it's to say you want to work with them rather than I want those flowers exactly how you put in your proposal. So just that guarantee, and then we work closely together, and people can be as involved as they want. Like if they want to be really involved and develop it along the line, or if they literally just want to leave it and say, I don't want to talk to you until a month before the wedding, and then we'll plan it then, that's fine as well.
So how does the booking process work? Do people pay a deposit when they book you? Do they just hold the date? How does it?
Yeah, so I don't tend to hold dates. Only because I think people tend to go out to a lot of people, and sometimes they can forget to tell you if they found someone else, or if their date's changed, and a lot of suppliers will say the same. It can be a little bit tricky. So I don't tend to hold the date, but what I do is if a bride has inquired, say the 10th of April, and someone else comes for that day, I will out of courtesy let them know and say there's interest in this date. The way people confirm is so they'll get a booking form. It's a very simple booking form. They check they're happy with everything on there. They return that, and it's a 50% deposit up front. So that confirms it, books it all in, and then you pay the remaining 50% 1 month before.
And that's like, so people can change their order up to a month before-ish. So if they do, and if the price changes slightly, then you can kind of adapt that.
Yeah, exactly. I say the main thing, people think florists are really scary, and we're really not. And if you are just open with us and just have a partnership, have a conversation, like we're just normal people. I'm getting married next year, I know how it feels, and we just want to make it easy for you. So just talk, that's what I say. Like, yeah.
So what obviously in your video earlier you did the hair clip. What you can do other accessories, so if somebody actually wanted to have something that matched their bouquet, could you do that as well? You can incorporate that.
Yeah, not many brides will go for this, but I made a fan necklace the other day.
Oh.
So I feel like anything is possible. People tend to think more traditional with like the bouquet and the buttonhole and this, but you can get these amazing pieces. Like for the mums now, you can get these big, I don't know what they're called, like big shoulder pieces that are just flowers. And like the world is your oyster, really. You don't have to stick traditional. If you've got an idea, I had an idea for mine where it's in a garden and I wanted these flowers to like grow up the tree trunk. And like, you can do that, it's fine. Like, there's mechanics to do that. You don't have to stick with what is the norm. So yeah, really, like challenge me to something crazy and I'll find a way to make it.
And that's the thing. I think sometimes people, they don't know how adventurous you can be on the flower front. I think because like I don't know anything really about flowers. I couldn't tell you the name. I know roses, that's about it. So for me, like I don't even know the capability of what you can do. So is always worth asking you for inspiration of different things.
And that's where that partnership comes in, because I do think sometimes people overlook the flowers and think, oh well, all that I'll have is a bouquet and buttonholes, whereas you don't even have to have that if you want. Like it's up to you, it's your wedding, it's your day. You can be as creative, as crazy as you want, and if you do want a buttonhole and bouquet, that's cool too. But I think sometimes people are a little bit limited in what they think they can do, and also a little bit scared that it's going to be really pricey, whereas a good florist will help you and understand your budget and say, look, well, if you want both of those, maybe we'll have to just scale back on this type of flower, but you could have both, but this is what it will look like. So it's a lot more of like a consulting process rather than transactional.
Yeah. And what with regards to kind of obviously with table decorations, with regards to vases and things like that, how does that work? Can people hire those things from you? Do they have to source them themselves, or how does that happen?
Again, totally what people want. So I've got a mixture of stands, like mirror plates, vases, which I'm happy to hire, and I just come and collect them after the wedding. Or I have some brides that say, I've got these bowls, I just want them to look amazing, then that's fine as well. We just obviously figure a way. I'll either come on site earlier to do them while I'm there, or if they're local, I'll pick them up beforehand. So again, it's really up to the individuals what they want to do.
And do you deliver all the flowers? Do people collect? How does that?
No, so I always deliver. So because they are fresh, they'll always be made at the very earliest the day before, a lot of the time the morning of, really, really early. So yeah, I'll come, I'll drop them off. So you don't want to have to be worrying about that in the morning. So I'll drop them off to the bride. If the groom's getting ready somewhere else, I'll drop them off. I'll help them put them on, because the amount of brooms.
They struggle. Yeah. It's this, like, they just hold it and they just wave it at you, and it's like,
what do I do? On yourself. So you don't need to worry about that. I'll make sure they wear them. And just pop them all in place, make sure everyone's happy, and then leave again. And if people have got vases, I'll come back the next day to collect them. But if people just want to keep them, then obviously they're theirs to keep.
And I know you said earlier about preserving flowers, because a lot, again, if you don't really know much about flowers, then some people don't even realize that you can do it, and it's too late then, and it's already gone. So there's a lot of things that you can do after the wedding with the flowers to keep them.
I would say the main thing is just have a think a couple of months before and let your florist know. So I'm looking into it for mine, which are there's so many, so you can get like a watercolor done of them, or if you want to keep the actual flowers, you send them off a couple of days after, or get your mum to do it if you're on a honeymoon or something like that. They can put them into a paperweight. It's amazing. It's like a 3D version of your actual bouquet that they preserve in some magical way and put it in a box frame, so it's your bouquet on your wall forever.
Wow, that's amazing.
And
that is something really nice to think about, because like my husband always says, the things that we took away from our wedding was the dress and the videos and the photo. Like, that's it. Because everything else just goes, really. So it's really nice to have something to keep afterwards. And I always wanted to do something with mine, but I never really thought about it in time.
That's why I started talking about it more, because the last 2 brides I've had, they've come back like 6 months later, bless them, with like this crushed, crumbled like thing that they've put into a book, and they're like, what can I do with it? And I'm like, oh, I wish you'd said something earlier, because there was so much you could have done, but now you're really limited because you've kind of already let it dry. So yeah, just think about it early, but there's loads of companies that do all these different things, and all you do is put them in the post and pay for it, and then it comes back amazing, you keep it forever.
And so with regards to, like, obviously flowers can be quite seasonal. I wouldn't have a clue which flowers are in season, but I'm assuming that you can just recommend flowers if they're not quite right for the season, and you can give them a replacement.
Yeah, so I had someone message me just earlier today, and they see at the moment it's all about peonies because it's May, they're amazing, I've got some here, they're incredible. And they said, well, I'm getting married in October, and I guess I can't get peonies there. I said, well, unfortunately not, but there's things like David Austin roses, which people don't know about unless you're into your gardening, but they open up and they're really frilly. And a lot of these Pinterest images you see that people say, oh, it's a peony, it's actually this rose.
Oh, okay.
Loads and loads of alternatives, and a lot of flowers are available the whole year. But again, it's just a conversation, because these are amazing. They're only around for a month, but there are loads of other amazing flowers that will look just as good.
And it is like a lot of people go for obviously seasonal colours, so usually there's something around that is
and you're amazed. Like when you look into floristry, like they're grown specifically to have a strong stem, have a big head, last long. So they're all grown in a very specific way. So actually, like, it's great to be seasonal, but if you did want a Christmas red rose in June, you can still get that. So you're less limited because of the technology in flower growing, but there are the odd one, like the peony, where unless you get married in May or early June, you are going to really struggle to get it.
Yeah. And I think that's why it's so important, because like when we were talking cakes earlier, like it's so important to just ask a florist, like go and see the florist, or just chat, or even chat like this, because obviously like you don't need to know all of the flowers in the world to pick your bouquet, but so you can be creative, and you can show them what works.
Exactly. And when you work with flowers, you forget that it is quite complex. And so I just say, if anyone has a question, there's no such thing as a stupid question. We all start somewhere, so it's fine to just ask.
And I'll just show, while I've got you, I'll show your Facebook page so that people know your logo and where to find you. Obviously, I'll post all the links and everything to your pages, but this is what you're looking for. You can't miss it because of these gorgeous flowers at the top. This is what you're looking for if you do want to book flowers through Blooms by Charlotte. So definitely have a look. Your contact details are on here as well, so people can just email you, they can message you, they can ring you.
Whatever's easiest. Facebook message, email, ring, Instagram message, just anything for that initial contact, and then we can chat. And if people want to meet up face to face, obviously when we're allowed, that's absolutely fine as well.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. Again, I'm sorry that it didn't work when it was supposed to work.
No, it's fine.
Got you in the end. We managed to talk about it. So I will add on to this video, I'll add on the hair clip that you made, because I think that's really nice for people to see. And if anybody has any questions for Charlotte, just go do it, ask it. And thank you so much for joining me. It's a real treat.
You're welcome. One last thing I'll say on questions, even if I'm not your florist and you've already booked your florist, it's fine to ask me a question. Don't fine. I'm not precious.
And that is the thing as well. It's keeping people, it's keeping people in the loop, isn't it? So I always used to say, if you book me or if you don't book me, it's fine. Just let me know if you want me or if you don't.
It's like a passion, isn't it? You want people to have the best wedding, and you want people to enjoy it. And if they don't book with you, they don't book with you, but you still want them to feel like they can understand it and ask any questions.
No, that's fab. Thank you so much. Thanks.
That's all right. Thanks for having me.
You can get on to your tea now, I promise.
Yes.
I'm not going to disturb you again. I'll speak to you soon. Take care.
Bye. So my next bit, I'm going to do a little bit of a DIY for you. Just thought it's nice to come away from something, learning something, rather than being chatted at. Like, I should have a PowerPoint presentation here or something. So I'm going to show you how to make a floral hair slider. So this is a lovely thing, whether it's even just like a night in with the girls with coronavirus, or for your hen party, or for the night before your wedding. So all you need for this is a hair slide. So I've got this one from Claire's Accessories, and it was like £3. You need a hair slide, you need some flowers. I've got some lovely eucalyptus here from the garden, and then you'll need wire. You can see it there. So because we haven't got a lot of time, because lovely Jess has got other people in her virtual wedding fair tonight, I'm going to speed through this, and I've got one that I made earlier. So what you do is you take a piece of whatever foliage you're going to put in, pull off the bottom leaves, so you can see you've got a bare stalk here. You take your wire, and this is if for anything, like if you're making flower crowns, it's the same way. Bend over the top of the wire so you have a hook, and then you take that hook, go round the base, so you're holding that hook at the base here, and you're just going to wind it all round. So once you've done that, you should have something that looks a little bit like this. Hopefully you can see. You're then going to take your hair clip, hold your foliage on the front, take your wire and wind it around through the teeth. And once you've done that, it'll hold. And that, honestly, that's all there is to it. So you just build it up, build it round, fill it in. I'd start with foliage, then I'd go on to flowers, and you will make, here's one I made earlier, like Blue Peter, always wanted to say that. Da, da, da. So if I stick my hair up, I should, this is where we tend to fashion show, should be able to show you what this will look like. Now that probably took me 20 minutes before this call, so it's not massively time intensive, but it's just a nice thing to do. I mean, you don't even need to be getting married really, just do it for fun. So I'm going to take this hair slide, I'm going to slide it in, give it a bit of a wiggle behind my head, and then what I'll do is I'll come round so you can see it up close. If I come here, hello. So hopefully you'll be able to see the hair side. So I've just wiggled it into my hair. Obviously normally you'd have better hair than I do right now. Day 6 million in lockdown, not washed it. But I'll give you a bit of a twirl. So this is what you will end up with. Even for a little garden party, it's so nice, it's so easy. It takes 20 minutes and then you can go around feeling like a princess for the rest of the day. So that's everything from me now. I'm going to come back around and finish to show you my hair grip again because I'm quite proud of it. But just to remind you, Blooms by Charlotte, wedding event florism based in the Cotswolds but go everywhere. For anyone that hasn't booked and is watching this, if you book before the end of June, and that is pay a deposit, you don't have to know what flowers you're having, then you will get 10% off your bill. So that's a little love from me to you. And that's it. If anyone has any questions, feel free to let me know. I'm on Facebook and Instagram as Blooms by Charlotte, so nice and easy to remember. I'll post a picture of this at the end, so you can make one yourself. And thanks for joining, and thanks to Little Wedding Agent for having me. See you soon, guys. Bye.